Have you ever experienced that moment when the universe seems to orchestrate a perfect disaster? That's exactly what happened to me 5 years ago in a small cafe during a rainstorm. What should have been a mortifying incident, spilling hot chocolate all over a stranger's beloved book, became the first chapter of an unexpected love story. The way they laughed, instead of getting angry, sparked something inside me that I'd never felt before. Little did I know that this chance encounter would lead to a relationship that would teach me what it means when they say love is like a butterfly, rare, gentle, and capable of making your heart flutter in ways you never thought possible. Hey, beautiful people! Welcome back to X by X Confidential, where we share real stories about real connections that touch your heart. I'm absolutely thrilled you've joined me today for another journey into the world of authentic love stories. Before we dive deeper into this butterfly-inducing tale, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for the incredible support you've shown this channel. Your comments and messages mean the world to me. If you're enjoying these heartfelt stories, please don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss out when we release our next emotional journey. Now, let's get back to this beautiful story about how one clumsy moment changed everything. I never knew what true love felt like until I met my partner on a rainy Tuesday afternoon in April, 5 years ago. The sky was dark gray, and fat raindrops pelted against the windows of the Sunrise Café, a cozy little place on Oak Street with mismatched chairs and the best cinnamon rolls in town. I was rushing to find shelter from the downpour when I bumped into them near the counter, accidentally sending my steaming hot chocolate splashing all over their dog-eared copy of The Little Prince. My face burned with embarrassment as I frantically grabbed napkins. "I'm so sorry," I kept repeating, my hands shaking, but instead of anger, their eyes crinkled with amusement. "Don't worry," they said in a voice that sounded like warm honey. "Now it's got character, just like us." They held up the stained book, chocolate seeping into the pages, and somehow managed to make me laugh through my mortification. That exact moment changed everything for me. My heart did this strange fluttery thing that I'd never experienced before. It felt like 1,000 tiny butterflies were dancing inside my chest, their wings tickling my insides until I could barely breathe. Our first real date happened the following weekend at Willow Creek Park, where ancient trees created a canopy of green above the winding paths. The weather had turned perfect, sunny but not too hot, with a gentle breeze that carried the scent of blooming flowers. We walked for 3 hours straight, our feet crunching on the gravel path as we shared stories about our childhoods, our dreams, and our biggest fears. I told them about losing my grandpa when I was 9 and how I still kept his old fishing hat hanging in my closet. They told me about their fear of thunder and how they'd hide under blankets during storms. The sun was setting by the time we reached the old wooden bridge over the creek, painting the sky in brilliant shades of pink, orange, and purple. Ducks glided peacefully below us as we leaned against the railing. My heart pounded so hard I was sure they could hear it. When they reached over and gently took my trembling hand in theirs, intertwining our fingers, an electric tingle shot up my arm. My stomach tightened with nerves while a warm happiness spread through my chest. It felt like being scared and completely safe at the exact same time. Over the years, our relationship has weathered many storms. We've had screaming matches about forgotten birthdays and slammed doors over misunderstandings. There was the Christmas when they forgot to call my mom, and the summer vacation when I lost the special bracelet they gave me. I once spent an entire night on our lumpy living room couch, clutching a tear-soaked pillow and wondering if we would make it. But somehow, we always find our way back to each other, usually with whispered apologies in the darkness of our bedroom or silly text messages that make us both smile when we're still too stubborn to talk. Last Friday, after a particularly exhausting week at my job, my partner texted me to meet them at Willow Creek Park at 6 p.m. I dragged myself there, my feet heavy with tiredness, wondering why we couldn't just order pizza and watch TV like normal people. But when I rounded the bend in the path, my breath caught in my throat. There, on the grassy hill overlooking the creek, they had set up a blue checkered blanket scattered with rose petals. A wicker basket overflowed with my absolute favorites: homemade cucumber sandwiches with the crusts cut off, strawberries dipped in chocolate, and sparkling apple cider in real glass flutes. Tiny lanterns hung from the branches of the nearest tree, creating a magical glow as the sun began to set. From a small portable speaker, the delicate notes of our song, the one that played the first time we slow danced together in my tiny apartment kitchen, drifted through the air. My eyes filled with hot tears as they took my hand and pulled me down onto the blanket. As we sat together, watching a pair of yellow butterflies dance around the purple wildflowers at the edge of our blanket, my partner squeezed my hand. You know, they whispered, their voice catching slightly. Love is like a butterfly. It's gentle and rare, and sometimes fragile. They brushed a tear from my cheek with their thumb. But mostly, it makes your heart flutter in the best possible way, even after all this time. I couldn't stop the tears then. They spilled down my cheeks as emotion swelled in my chest so powerfully I could barely speak. All I could do was nod and lean my head against their shoulder, breathing in the familiar scent of their laundry detergent mixed with that special something that was uniquely them. Because after 5 years, 1,825 days of loving them through good and bad, my heart still does that weird fluttery thing when they smile at me, the same feeling I got when hot chocolate spilled and changed my life forever. And that's the end of today's love story, one that reminds us how the universe sometimes works in mysterious ways, turning our most embarrassing moments into the beginning of something beautiful. I hope this tale of butterflies, patience, and growth brought a smile to your face, or maybe even reminded you of your own love story. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today on X by X Confidential. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button. It really does make a difference. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so we can continue sharing these emotional journeys together. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What was your most unexpected meeting that turned into something special? Was there a moment when you felt those butterflies for the first time? Your stories inspire me to keep going, and I can't wait to read them. Until next time, remember that love often comes when we least expect it, and sometimes the most beautiful butterflies emerge from the most unlikely cocoons. See you in our next video.